Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. After a long wait, Premier League football is finally back. And what a weekend it was. Insane games left, right, and center. Starting off on Saturday with the North London Derby, Arsenal just packing their bags and heading home with a comfortable 3-1 win over Tottenham. And before I get into Chelsea's games, let's just talk about the fact that Haaland is a freaking robot. He's a machine. Dude, John Connor sent this guy. He's the actual Terminator, okay? Probably John Connor didn't send him, but he is the real life Terminator, okay? He was sent from the pits of hell to ruin everybody else in the Premier League's lives, okay? I'm not even joking. 3 goals, 2 assists in a Manchester derby. They thrashed United 6-3, with Foden also getting a hat-trick. This guy, he is built from something different. Like that, the elements that are made up in his body, they're not from Earth, 100%. I can write that and give it to you. Coming to today's video, we're here to talk about the review of Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. In a 2-1 win over the Eagles, in what was, I would say, a decent performance from the team, in Graham Potter's first Premier League game in charge. It's good to see that he has actually managed to pull a result here because, let's face it, we weren't really that good, if I'm being completely honest. Like, we weren't that great, but we weren't half bad as well. Let me just run through the entire game from start to finish. So it started with a goal from Odsonne Edouard with a brilliant cross, I believe, given from either Michael Olise or Eze. One of the two gave a brilliant cross and a top corner finish. Kepa was rooted to the spot. Nothing he could do about it. And as the game progresses on, there's a moment of what I would say a very rare moment of error from Thiago Silva, where he is brushed off and Crystal Palace get possession of the ball and he manhandles it. Like, he literally just like stops it with his hand. When I saw that, I'm like, bro, there's no way. Like, come on, Thiago Silva, you're better than that. You're Rolls Royce of a defender. How the hell are you making a mistake like that? In his fairness, I would think in his head he probably thought he was fouled. That's why he tried to grab the ball and stop the play. But the referee just let the game go on. And he got a yellow card for that. But then they took it to VAR. And after looking at VAR, they said that it wasn't a red card. In my honest opinion, I think it was a red card. You guys let me know what you think down below, whether Thiago Silva really deserved that red card or not. And there were some brilliant movements in the middle of the park between Aubameyang, Sterling, Havertz and Mount, and they did some very good build-up play. And unfortunately, Sterling, he just hit the outside of the post and the ball went out. And yeah, it was alright. It was fine. And I mean, there's not much to say about that first half performance. It wasn't that great. But out of nowhere, and this was a godsend goal because, I mean, we're lucky to even have Thiago Silva on the pitch. And somehow he's at left wing and he gets a weighted cross from Reece James. And he just heads it and cushions it for Aubameyang, who lets it bounce once. And with what he literally said, a striker's finish. A brilliant shot in your post. Guaita could not do anything about it. Brilliant goal, and we're at 1-1. We could have gone up to 1 with an indirect free kick. So I think basically some Palace defender had passed the ball back to Guaita and he picked it up with his hand. So we got an illegal... we got an indirect free kick within the 6-yard box. And you'd think at least from there, Mason Mount would hit the target. But he just hits the side netting. In all fairness to him, I did see the idea. There was a small bit of space in the near post where he could have placed it, but he just didn't end up doing it, and that's a bit unfortunate for us. After the second half began, it was a bunch of lackluster performances from Mason Mount and Jorginho. They didn't have a great game, and Graham Potter got them off one by one. Broja came on, Conor Gallagher came on, Loftus-Cheek came on, and then later on they brought in Pulisic as well, and that's where things started to really make a difference. And when all the odds seemed against us, out of nowhere, Pulisic pulls up the left wing. And a brilliant build-up play from the back, to be honest, with Loftus-Cheek giving this beautiful back heel pass to, I believe it was Gallagher himself, then passing it to Chilwell, then Chilwell to Pulisic. And then Pulisic dribbles as usual. You'd expect him to do that on the left wing in his favoured position. And he lays it off to Conor Gallagher. Gallagher takes a touch. And the moment the ball leaves his boot, I swear I already stood up because I'm like, that shot was hit to perfection. That is what we lack. That is what Chelsea lacks right now. We don't have people who are willing to take a risk and shoot from outside the box. And what a shot it was, man. I mean, props to Conor Gallagher, dude. And the fact that he it had to come against his team last season, that is Crystal Palace. I feel bad for the guy that he couldn't celebrate, but you could see in the replay when Graham Potter and the rest of the substitutes were all celebrating, they were buzzing with joy because that's where it really comes down to it at the end, right? Like at the end of the day, it's the final result that matters. Like you could have a good game, like we could have been down 2 points, but given the fact that we were able to capitalize on Liverpool getting a crazy 3-all draw with Trossard getting a hat trick. Dude, Brighton, even though they left their manager, I think they've actually kept his tactics in place over there, and that's the reason why they're doing so well. Luckily for me, I had Trossard in my FPL, but yeah, a brilliant moment. I was happy with the performance, but I think like we could do a lot better. Like as a team, we could have done a lot more better. And just to break down the player performances, so we started off with the 4-2-3-1. So we had Kepa in goal, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Wesley Fofana, and Ben Chilwell as the backline. Then you had Jorginho and Kovacic in the middle of the park playing the two sixes. Then it was, I would say, a kind of free roam with the four people up top. So obviously Aubameyang was our striker. Mason Mount was playing on the left, Raheem Sterling on the right, and Havertz in the middle. But throughout the game, they kept rotating, and like it was a good lineup to start with, to be completely honest. Just to come back to that Manchester United versus City game for a second, we lack something that City has, and that's a profound system that works, one that we can actually benefit from. Ever since Eden Hazard left, we have been a very defensive-minded team. Yes, although when Lampard came in, we thought like, okay, we're going to play this 4-2-3-1, amazing position. Kante in his favorite place, right, in center defensive midfield. Kai in the middle, Timo up top, Pulisic on the wing, Ziyech on the wing. And then after Tuchel came in, we became very defensive-minded. And yes, it's always said that the best offense is a good defense. But the truth is, if you look at players like Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, they're so calm and composed on the ball, and they just move quickly with it. They don't overthink their passes, and I think that's something that we as a Chelsea team tend to do at times. We constantly see back passes, like Reece James will constantly give it to Jorginho to Silva. The left side of the pitch, you'll see Chilwell give it to Kovacic gives it to Fofana, something like that. And that's the thing which we really need as a team. Chelsea had a good game, but not to the point where I was convinced that this is something that will get us over our next opponents literally in 2 days from now, and that's AC Milan. So overall, I'd say this game was good. We could have done a lot more better, but I hope and I pray that with time, this Chelsea team will actually gel together and actually will become something positive. And just as a side note, I genuinely feel bad for Cristiano Ronaldo, man. Just seeing him on that bench so frustrated, it makes you feel bad because this guy's time is coming to an end and he wants to leave it on a high note. And being put on the bench in one of the biggest games of United season against their literal city rivals, it's unfortunate that he didn't get to play. But nevertheless, we look forward to the next game, and that's going to be our AC Milan versus Chelsea at the Bridge. I hope we manage to get a result. It's going to be the return of Olivier Giroud and Fikayo Tomori. So looking forward to that game, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support. We're currently on 69 subscribers. Let's try to get to 100 by the end of this month. That would be something I'd be very happy with. Leave a like down. Leave a like down below. Leave a comment. Any thoughts and opinions of yours on the match which just happened, and what was your opinion on your Premier League roundup for this weekend? Because it was good to have football finally back. It brings some kind of normalcy to our lives, and I think that's why this sport is so special to all of us. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Let me know your AC Milan versus Chelsea lineup predictions in the comments below. I'd like to know what you guys think and what kind of rotational changes you think Graham Potter and the boys will be playing this weekend. And if you reach the end of this video, I'll know you have if you comment down below Graham Potter and his Wizards. Okay, leave that down in the comments below to know. Let me know that you actually watched the entire video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.